Whosoever possesses this Geek Crash Course, be he
or she
worthy, shall possess the power of Thor.
It's a good poem. Is that Frost?
No, it's Mjolnir.
Sounds Welsh.
I'm Michael Nixon.
And I'm Diana DeKylo.
And this is Geek Crash Course. Here's all you need to know about Marvel's God of Thunder, Thor.
First premiering in August 1962's Journey into Mystery number 84, the Norse thunder god Thor and his fellow Norse gods, goddesses, and monsters have been staple characters of the Marvel Comic Universe superheroes for a long time.
Thor himself is the god of thunder, with power over lightning, immense strength, and the ability to wield the powerful hammer Mjolnir, a magical weapon forged by powerful blacksmiths that allow Thor his mastery over the power of thunder.
Based in Norse mythology, Thor comes from Asgard, one of the 9 realms.
Thor is sent to Earth, or Midgard, as an exile, and ends up becoming Earth's protector against all things mystical. Monsters like the Frost Giants, evil schemers like his brother Loki, and really any other Marvel villain that crosses his path, like the Wrecking Crew, who are kind of tacky.
His father, Odin, deemed that Thor needed a lesson in humility and placed him in the body of a handicapped medical student named Donald Blake.
Blake later learns of his origins and can eventually transform back and forth between himself and Thor. He taps his staff on the ground, it becomes the hammer, he is whosoever is worthy, and so Thor.
In later issues, this transformation element was dropped, and then he was Thor all the time, big, ripped, muscly, Norse.
Works for the ladies, which is good, because Thor is, he's got a few love interests. His original in the comics was Jane Foster. She showed up in the movies as an astrophysicist, I think. And then in the comics, though, originally, she was a medical student who worked with Dr. Donald Blake. It worked really well. Nowadays in the comics, though, Thor is palling around with his fellow Asgardian Sif, a warrior goddess, big sword. They fight, they love and they fight.
It's a relationship.
One of the trickster god Loki's evil schemes ends up responsible for the assembling of the Avengers.
While Thor is Earth's protector from Asgard, there are a number of Asgardian characters you should be familiar with before diving into the world of Thor's comics. Here are the best examples.
Loki. We've mentioned him twice already in the show because he's an integral part of the Thor canon. The god of mischief, Loki is also Thor's brother, but is secretly the son of a frost giant. His anger about his heritage is one of the many reasons he constantly schemes to bring down Thor and his father to rule Asgard for his own.
Odin. Thor's father, the all-father figure of the Asgardians and their leader, is a wise old man who's quick to anger and sometimes hides agendas darker than the one you would expect. He also doesn't have the love of humanity that Thor possesses and is often callous and uncaring about Earth, something Thor must regularly snap him out of.
Heimdall. The stoic protector of the Bifrost Bridge, a rainbow-like structure that connects Asgard to the other realms, Heimdall is all-seeing and loyal to Odin. Heimdall is also the brother of love interest Sif.
Hercules. While not a Norse god at all, Thor has often teamed up with the Greek demigod Hercules in his adventures in the Marvel Universe. Herc is portrayed as more headstrong than Thor, which creates a rocky but respectful relationship between the two heroes. Marvel's Thor stories added elements to the original Norse mythology. For example, the Warriors 3 are a team of swashbuckling heroes that help out Thor.
While we would usually tell you a little bit more need to know about the comics universe, Thor's kind of in the middle of an event right now, things are moving around, I don't really know where we're going to be by the time this airs. So, instead, we're going to talk to you about stuff coming out on the upcoming DVD of the movie Thor.
So, Thor is pretty epic, the movie's pretty epic, some pretty epic stuff happens. So, enjoy our new segment on Geek Crash Course called Cool Stuff.
Cool Stuff.
One of the town billboards reads, "Journey into Mystery," a reference to Thor's original comic book adventures. Along with Stan Lee's prerequisite cameo, writers Walt Simonson and J. Michael Straczynski also appear in the film. As discussed in the Captain America episode, the post-credit sequence of Thor shows the Tesseract, better known to comic fans as the Cosmic Cube. Fan favorite S.H.I.E.L.D. agent Phil Coulson makes his third appearance in the Thor film. The Destroyer lives up to his namesake by wrecking not one, but 6 cars on screen in the film.
Thor is not the only hero worthy of the power of Mjolnir. Other characters such as Beta Ray Bill, an alien, and Thunderstrike, a human, have taken on Thor's powers in times of need.
We here at Geek Crash Course recommend the new Thor film out on DVD now.
If you're in the mood for more Thor, we here at Geek Crash Course recommend Avengers: Earth's Mightiest Heroes. It's the cartoon we talked about previously on the Captain America show, and it is pretty awesome.
Avoid the Fear Itself event out now from Marvel Comics.
It's kind of a mess. The story doesn't make a lot of sense in the main title. The tie-ins are all not very good, and Iron Man's my favorite character, and they're doing their darn best to once again ruin Iron Man in an event. So, sorry, Matt Fraction, I just can't recommend it. Each week on Geek Crash Course, we ask an extra credit question. If you answer correctly on Twitter or on our website, you can be our Geek of the Week.
This week's Geek of the Week is Martin from Sweden, who correctly identified the bathrobe wearer of last week's question as the 10th Doctor.
This week's extra credit question is, can you name 5 characters other than Thor who have held Mjolnir? That's it for this week's Geek Crash Course. You can follow us on Twitter at Geek Crash Course, or on our website, geekcrashcourse.com. You can post comments, ask questions, and suggest topics for future episodes. We really like to hear your input for future installments of our show.
Thanks for watching Geek Crash Course, and we'll see you next time on
Geek Crash Course!